Where's the party?
Hello, Sue.
Hi, Shelley.
And welcome to the Fun Grandma Podcast. We're in episode 4. This season is just trucking along.
It is.
It really is. And it's almost Thanksgiving. And the Bramletts do the coolest thing on Thanksgiving. So tell us about the Turkey Bowl. I
Okay.
hear it's a big year.
Yeah, the 50th year of the
50
Turkey
years
Bowl.
of Turkey Bowl.
Yeah. So after we graduate, so that says that this is going to be our 50th class reunion this next year.
That's
So
good.
since Brad graduated, his friends have gotten together on Thanksgiving morning and played basketball. I don't know if they really are playing basketball anymore, but it's been our kids and our grandchildren. And so my grandchildren love Turkey Bowl. And they go and they hang out with all these people at the Boys and Girls Club and play basketball.
Yeah.
And,
Not football. You know, I think a lot of people have a football tradition. I love the basketball tradition.
Oh, yeah. But I love the picture of they stand in a big circle and hold hands, and somebody prays and gives thanks, and they just have had relationship with their kids and the grandchildren for 50 years now.
Wow, that is really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it
well,
really
and
is.
if you have a long-standing or even short-standing Thanksgiving tradition that you'd like to share with us, we'd love to hear about it. Share it in the comments. Let us know. I think, and there's got to be somebody out there starting their family traditions.
Yeah.
Some of these ideas would really be helpful.
Yeah.
So I think that's great. Well, and our next guest had all kinds of fun stories. Somebody truly family goals. I mean, just a family that loves well. And we just so enjoyed talking to her. And I think the other thing about it was she talks a bit about her retirement journey. And I know that in our age group, that's something people are navigating. I really enjoyed that. And we're also going to include in our show notes somebody we'd like to make you aware of, Paul Tripp. You do his devotional, right? Sue?
Yes. He is a brilliant writer.
Oh, he really is. And a pastor, speaker. But anyway, he's written an article about aging and some of the, maybe unexpected struggles that we might have in aging. And so we're just going to, and retirement can be on that list. It doesn't have to be, and it certainly hasn't been for our guest. Yeah. She is really making the most of it. We know you're going to enjoy our conversation with Ronda Laybourn.
Yeah. Well, welcome, Rhonda, to Fun Grandma. It's awesome to have you here.
Thank you for putting me in that category.
Yes, yes.
Definitely are.
So, do you have a memory of your grandparents that you could share with us?
I have thought a lot about that question, actually, girls, and so much so that I called my 94-year-old mom and said, Mom, I don't have any real memories here. Do you?
That can
My
be.
mom said, no, I don't really have any either. And I called my sister. So I think the way we were raised, my grandparents weren't around us.
Right.
And so we didn't do holidays really together, because that's the first thing my mind went to. What kind of holiday memory do I have of my grandparents?
Right.
But then after going through all of that and talking to my sister and my mom, I was just sitting in the chair one night and I thought, you know what, my grandma was an amazing, I don't know if you say crocheter, but my grandma crocheted.
Oh.
And I mean, she made bedspreads that were like, I don't know how to explain it, but they had puffy roses made that she crocheted as well. Doilies. She was just, we called her Gigi, and she was known for her kindness. In her later life, she made rugs. And so I do have a memory of that grandmother. I have a memory of her, just her kindness. And then on my dad's side, on my mom's side, my granddad was a little stern. That's why I don't have great memories. And on my dad's side, my grandma was the stern one. She was a school teacher, But my granddad loved horses. And so I remember sitting out on the patio with my granddad, and he saddled the horse so that I could go riding. It's just one memory, but it was good. Good memories.
Yeah, I would think.
Yeah.
Well, we know that you are a well-known, fun grandma. I mean, and so we just want to hear about we want everybody to know how many grandchildren, their ages, and then
bet.
would you be willing to share a fun story? Or
I've got so many stories.
we want them.
I sure, because I have fun grandkids.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have 4 grandchildren. Cormac just is getting ready to turn 21. And by the way, it's the name Cormac. My husband is Hugh Cormac. My son is Matthew Cormac. And then Matt gave his son Cormac as first name is Gaelic for Charles. So we have Cormac, our first, going to be 21, and then came Brogan, and he just turned 19, and then came Chloe, and she just turned 19, like last week we had her party, and Claire is, we had a little gap, a little surprise, and she's 11. She just turned 11, so I have those
Claire.
4, and we are so blessed. Like I was saying, I wasn't with my grandparents that much. Matt and Jamie and 3 of my grandkids live 5 houses away from us. And Michael and Brogan live all of 5 minutes away from us. So I'm just blessed because my grandkids can walk down and see me, and they've done that for years. So we're in a good spot to be in their lives because we're physically really close.
Yeah, that's so good. That's good. Yeah.
I have stalked you before for ideas of what to do with grandchildren. Okay, no, I'm serious. So
This is a for real thing.
yeah.
Oh,
So
that's cute.
could you share with us like some adventure or activity that you have really enjoyed or your grandchildren have really enjoyed?
Oh, there's a lot. My husband's really artistic, and I love crafting. So we've done a lot of that kind of stuff, especially, I started to say with the girls, but Brogan is a tremendous artist too.
I bet.
So we have just done a lot of projects over the years. My daughter-in-law will come up with ideas from, I don't know, maybe, I'm not on TikTok, but I don't know where she gets her ideas, but then she gives them to me.
Yeah.
She goes out of town and she says, hey, you might want to do this with Claire, or you might want to do this with Chloe. And
that's
they turn out to
cool.
be really fun
Yeah.
projects that we do. So a lot of art projects, I would say, I've done with them.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I remember because I stole this idea. And I haven't implemented with each of the grandchildren, but you had talked about letting the grandkids pick a menu, taking them shopping, and then creating a meal together.
Yeah.
Is that something that you do ongoing, or you have done that?
Well,
How did that come about?
Well, actually, I almost brought it, but then I didn't know quite how to explain it to people. But I came up with this idea several years ago, and it's a board about like this that I laminated, and I gave one to each of the grandkids, and they could earn money. And the way that they earned money is I have this list of things that they could choose to do or choose not to do. I mean, things as simple as writing to somebody in the military, and I gave them the email address of where they would send that letter to someone. Things where they had to make a video about themselves just for a day. Or we would get together. I had one where we got together, and one was a Democrat, one was a Republican, and one was an independent. And they had to make their positions known about a subject.
Love that.
Just things like that, but they got paid for doing it.
Yeah.
And I did it because they were teenagers, and so it was like, how can I motivate them? Money at that stage of their lives.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of that kind of stuff, and one of those was making dinner.
Okay.
So they could pick any dinner they wanted. I would buy the ingredients, and I'd help them. Hugh and I both would help them, but it was their choice what they wanted to do. But we had 14 different things on that list that they could do to earn money.
that.
And
Is that a list you're willing to share?
I would happily share it. I rarely say that I feel really inspired by the Lord, just my insecurities. Nonetheless, that one was inspired. I really felt like I was up at night going, oh my gosh, we could talk about this, or we could do this project. One was when Brogan and I went and did the March for Life. That came out of that list of things.
Well, we would
Yeah.
just be thrilled if you'd be willing to share your list.
well, yeah, you bet.
That would be great.
Yeah, I'd be happy to do that.
Well, and I guess I'm also curious, like, do any of the art projects stick out to you? Like, that was really, like, you would recommend, oh, yeah, that's a good one to do.
Well, I an art project Brogan did that I was not a part of, but Brogan in must have been 8th grade. He was playing football at Jennifer, and he did an artwork of the Incredible Hulk dressed as a Jennifer Burrow, and the
Wow,
school
Brogan.
made it into
I bet.
T-shirts.
That sounds.
And
Have you seen those?
I did see those because Brogan and Jordan.
Oh,
were
were they on the same
on the
football
same
team at that
team.
time?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that, I was so proud of Brogan for doing that.
yeah.
And not too long ago, we had the dance at Echo Hills where they did all the artwork back behind the dancers.
Right.
Both
right.
of my grandkids.
right. I do
Brogan
remember that.
and Chloe both did major pieces of art for that, along with my husband and your husband.
Right. Yeah, that was a dance recital.
Yeah.
Yeah, by Radiant Dance, and
Yeah,
and they
that
included
was-
art.
Uh-huh.
That was wonderful.
That
Yeah,
was.
I think I feel really blessed that my kids are artists because I'm a wannabe. I would love to be an artist. I take classes. I do.
You've
Take,
gone further than me, but yes, I love artists too. But yeah, not in their camp.
yeah,
But yeah,
no,
I'm a
not-
big cheerleader.
There you go.
I'm an art
There you go.
cheerleader.
I'm an art cheerleader. I'll take that.
Yeah.
That is awesome. I need to become that. Brad is putting together an art
Yes,
studio.
your husband is artistic
is.
too.
And I am like,
Good for him.
he's like, that would be so fun if you came and did art with me. And I'm thinking, really? I am going to have to up my game. I mean, up my game would be do any art.
Any art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, Hugh always tries to get me to go on Sunday nights to the art class that he does over at
Valley
Clarkston
Art.
Valley
Yeah,
Art
that's
Center.
right.
Yeah. That we do through our church. They have an art class, but I'm not that much, I'm not that good to go do that kind of stuff. But classes, someone teach me. I love that.
Oh, well, you're way ahead.
Yeah.
That's
way
amazing.
ahead, way
Yeah, I
ahead.
couldn't make it through a class.
Shout out to Carol Hicks.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you,
she's
Carol.
a great teacher.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Well, Rhonda, what advice would you give to a new grandma?
Well, not to overstay your welcome. Oh, I mean, my gosh. I went to Jamie and Matt's house every day before work when Cormac was born. I mean, it might have been might have been a little too much for my daughter-in-law. She never said anything, but I mean, I was so in love,
Well, sure.
But my relationship with my daughter-in-law is so key to my relationship with my grandkids. I would say to every new grandparent, develop your friendship with that part of that union that's not related to you. So
Right,
if it's a son-in-law or if it's a daughter-in-law, I just think admiring their parenting skills, valuing their parenting skills, thanking them for your grandchildren.
Right.
In my case, my grandkids are so well behaved. I mean, I'm just, I'm amazed that
wonderful
my
kids.
sons created those children, and my daughter-in-law, because they are such grateful, thankful, kind-hearted grandkids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know them a lot, but the little that I do know, I just think that's so true.
Oh.
They're just wonderful.
Oh, they're just perfect.
There.
I'm with you.
That is some really good advice.
Yes. Supporting.
Really.
It's developing the friendship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
Right,
that
right.
is-
That's what kind of keeps you, I think, connected, and you always know that those babies are going to be in your life.
Well, sure, sure, and I think you've maybe earned a bit of equity to be to have a role
Yeah.
in that situation.
Good point.
Yeah, I think that's
good.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we will take that advice.
Yeah.
Well, but what has surprised you about being a grandma and the whole experience?
Now say that again.
What has surprised you? Has there been a surprise or?
I would say that just the surprise is how quickly life goes by. It's not that the kids have really surprised me. It's just that, I mean, wasn't Brogan just in 5th grade?
Yeah.
No, and wasn't Claire in kindergarten?
Right.
It just goes by so fast, and I have to make changes in my grandparenting. I was a nanny to start.
Sure,
I was
right, yeah,
I was
right.
there all the time taking care of the kids as babies, and that was great, clear through grade school. And then they get these friendship groups, and then some things kind of changed there. And high school was a whole nother what do they call, ball of wax or something like that.
Sure.
And now out of high school, they have relationships.
Right.
There are other people in their lives, and so I'm constantly kind of adapting to what do you guys need from me? Do you want me to be a mentor? Do you want me to be your friend? Do you want to just get together and play game? Or big game playing family,
Yeah.
and bless my grandkids' hearts, they know it. My grandma loves to play games. Claire is super smart, and that girl can just win. Like, cribbage?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
wow.
cribbage is hard, right?
Yeah,
I don't
well,
play cribbage.
Well,
'Cause-
I was going to say, too hard for me.
I can't count, so I can't do cribbage, right? And Claire does it and wins. Her grandfather, who is a master cribbage player. Yeah.
Yeah, she is very smart.
Yeah, she is.
That is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
But I like that question. What do you need from me right now? I think that's a really great question. Instead of maybe coming in with our own agenda all the time, I think that's really wise.
yeah,
I learned something from you, Sue.
you did.
I did. More than one thing, but one thing that has really helped me with my grandkids. I started texting my grandkids, and you said something about that several years ago, that you text your grandchildren. Or maybe you just did it once. I don't know. But I began doing a thread with my
Yeah.
grandkids, and all through high school, just send them a note just saying, today I'm praying for you. Is there anything that you need me specifically to pray for? Or sending them a scripture. God has a plan for their life, not to be afraid, not to be discouraged. You want to come over for dinner? I mean,
Right,
I mean,
yeah.
our texts go all over the place. But that really was a wonderful tool for me, Sue. Really. And you can't believe how much I've used that with my grandkids,
Yeah, well, I think
communicating with them. Yeah.
right,
That's
right.
awesome.
And I think meeting them where they feel comfortable communicating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that is for sure true.
Right.
For sure. Oh, my goodness. So, what is something, Rhonda, that is really important to you that you hope to pass down to your grandkids?
Well, of course, the very first thing is faith. I hope to pass down to my grandkids how much God loves them. The way that kind of the background I came from was pretty rigid, and so it's taken me kind of a lifetime of sorting through the love of God and really embracing. You said last Wednesday, you said that scripture, the Lord your God in the midst of you is mighty. He'll sing over you with joy. And you said, when God thinks of you, he thinks of the joy you bring him. I've never thought of that. Ever in my entire 71-year-old life, I've never thought of that. And I want to pass that on to my grandkids. And to my kids, it's not too late for me to pass on to them that God doesn't look at their mistakes. He's looking at the joy that they bring to him. You don't know how that impacted me. And I mean, here I am talking about it 2 days later. I have thought so much about that I have brought joy to God. Wow.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And that's what I hope. That's what my husband hopes too. We want our grandchildren to know the love that we have found in Jesus Christ. And salvation, yes, heaven, yes, all of it. But just to find the love, the purpose for your existence in Jesus Christ. That's what we want to pass on. And then I want to pass on that they always have family game nights in their lives.
I think that sounds very important.
It's just such a healthy thing.
Yeah.
It is. It's
Yeah.
so true.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
that's
that's good.
powerful.
By the way, do you girls want to know about this?
Yes, I do.
We do.
Okay,
Yes.
because I might not get this story told if I don't
Okay.
do
Yes,
this.
please
Okay.
tell it.
Because you said one of the things, what's one story with your grandkids that just was the most fun thing?
Yes, yes.
So years ago, we went, have you heard of this? The Polar Express train ride in Hood River, Oregon.
I have not.
You know the book,
I know about it. Yes,
Polar
but
Express.
Yes.
You've done this?
We did it. Yeah. Well, my daughter-in-law, like I said, she comes up with
Jamie
these
is amazing.
ideas, you know.
Right.
Well, I wasn't letting them go without me, so I went as well. And I called them ahead of time and I said, you know, what do we need to do to be prepared
Right.
for the train ride? And this lady said, wear pajamas. I said, oh, okay. And I said, even the adults? And she said, oh, everybody on the train will have pajamas on. And I said, oh, okay.
I'm feeling
know?
the setup.
Yeah. So everybody else got flannels. Like you could wear to Albertsons and no one would blink twice because you have flannels on, right? But no, Rhonda went out and bought herself red and white polka dot pajamas, right?
yeah.
And I got them really big.
Yeah.
And I don't remember why, because I wasn't that big, this big. But the pants were just like flowing on me. So we get to where we get on the train, and we're this big line of people, and I'm standing there, and I look around. There's not a single adult in pajamas. I am the only human adult that has pajamas on, and they're red and white polka dots, so I stood out badly. My kids had on their fleece, so they looked okay. And then we're standing there, and I just start getting kind of woozy. And I thought, oh my gosh, I think I'm going to get sick.
Oh no.
So I go running out of the train station, and I look for some spot away from the parking lot so people wouldn't see me, because I think I'm going to upchuck, right?
Right.
So I find a little corner, do my thing. I get up, and I'm just wobbling. I look over. There is a car loaded with people right there that watched the entire thing.
No.
So that gets us started. So then I
There's more to this story. That's not the climax.
Get myself cleaned up. We get on the train, and it was so fun.
And you felt okay after?
Oh, not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
No, but I wasn't going to miss out, right? So I get on the train with them, and we have our little space where we're sitting. We have a table, and then it's like a what do you call it, cubby kind of thing.
Okay, all right.
And we're all sitting around that. The train takes off, and you know, as you're going, you realize the train isn't like really smooth. It's kind of, you know, you're kind of going all over the place. And my son Michael is just kind of turning green. And I'm thinking, oh, you know, this isn't good. This is bad. This is bad.
Yes.
And then Santa comes walking down the aisle, and he's got the little bells, because you know the story. They each get a little
Right,
bell,
right.
and so all the grandkids get their hot cocoa, and they get their little bell. And Chloe is just sitting there, and she goes,
Oh no.
Chloe barfs on the table.
Oh no.
I mean, there were people trying to enjoy this beautiful moment with their children, and my family were all throwing up.
Oh,
And so that
you all had stomach flu then.
we had the stomach flu,
Oh,
and this went
no.
on. I mean, you did the ride. We came back. We got back to our hotel room, and Brogan got
Yeah,
sick.
right. You
So
really
then
passed
Brogan was sick. We were all so stinking sick for that
Oh.
ride. It was still fun, but
What a family story.
It is the one we remember the very most, because it was just so unexpected. And it was 24 hours. We got up the next morning,
Yep.
and we were fine. Everyone was fine. We went to, there's also an aeronautical museum in Hood River.
Yes. Yes.
It's awesome. It's a wonderful museum. And we went to the museum and had a great day.
And you were good. And you wore something besides your
I
pajamas.
did. I brought a change of clothes. Thank goodness. But I still have these, and I pretty much wear them every Christmas.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
The famous pajamas.
The only woman in there were 100 people there, and only one was dressed like an idiot, and that was me. So,
Because you're the fun grandma.
That's right.
well, yes. Let's look at it that way.
Exactly. That God loves and sings over.
Yes.
The lights over.
He was laughing. God was laughing at that.
Oh my God. But we've had a bug pass through us like that. Yeah. Yeah. And it's so true. In 24 hours, right as rain, but it's no fun until
No,
then.
it's no fun. And we've had some really good times with that when no one was sick. You know, like I said, I have fun grandkids, and they just do. We woke up one night in the middle of the night, and I thought I saw light underneath our curtains in our bedroom, and I thought, well, that's odd. I mean, we're talking like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I because I turn the lights off on the porch before I go to bed. And so I walked around. Now, remember, I'm half dressed because I'm in bed, right?
1 o'clock, yeah.
And so I turn the light off, but I can still see that there's lights on. So I open up the curtain, and there's my grandson, Cormac, with 12 of his buddies. They're having a swimming party at 1 o'clock in the morning, and the lights they turned on were these lights that are up high, and you plug them in. That's why they wouldn't go off. And here's Grandma. Hi, boys. It wasn't a pretty picture. Oh, I was so embarrassed. Oh my gosh. And that was quite a surprise. Yeah. So apparently he'd been coming over swimming at 1 o'clock in the morning for a while, and we just didn't know it.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Okay, I have one more.
Yes.
And
Okay.
I can
yes.
go on.
We're
with story.
all
I
for
do-
this.
But I do have one more. An unnamed grandchild. Back in the days, in the 90s, marketing was so different. And so when I
Right.
would send out, everything went by snail mail, right?
Yeah.
And so I had these pictures of myself made. They were 1 inch by 1 inch with my phone number across it. So it would have my return address, but then there was Rhonda, right?
Right,
And
right.
don't forget my face, people. And I had those for years. And somehow, all I know really about this story is that they got plastered everywhere at a certain junior high. And so badly so that 2 years later, I'm in my office and I get a phone call. And this kid says, "Hi." Hi. I can tell it's a child.
The number.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I can tell it's a child. And I said, "Who are you?" And he said, "My name is so-and-so." And he said, "Are you Rhonda?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Why is your picture on the
Explain
clock
yourself.
in the cafeteria?" And I realized what it was. That was still 2 years later. My
Yeah,
picture was still
That's
up
quite
there.
that's quite a prank.
Wow.
Yeah.
A lot of marketing happened.
Yeah,
we
just
did it.
Free
I
marketing.
know it. That's what I said, actually.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
said, "This is good marketing. Way to
That's
go."
Well, that's a
Tell your
perfect
parents.
perfect segue because, well, we haven't really mentioned that for many years. I mean, you had a very successful business career in many different areas of business, but real estate, a lot, right?
Yeah. Loved it.
But you've retired.
Yeah,
Right.
last March, I officially
Right.
retired and gave up my license. A lot of people will stop working, but they'll keep their licenses so they could step back in. And I think there were probably a few of my friends that thought that was not good that I gave up my license. But for me, it was really a decision that had to do with, in real estate, there's a lot of legalities that as clients, you guys don't know about those legalities, right?
That's kind of on your plate.
And,
Yeah.
and it was kind of cascading with a lot of new rules and regulations that were coming in. And we were, I'm licensed in Idaho, but also in Washington, right? And so there would be these rule changes going back and forth. And I just realized that at 70 years old, I was at a place where I didn't think I was keeping up with those rule changes as well as I should have been. And I didn't want to be that real estate agent that represented clients on a transaction and the other agent actually had to do all the work because I was kind of dropping the ball because I wasn't keeping up. And I just didn't want to be that agent. And
It's very integral.
so thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I just completely gave up my licensing, so I cannot step back in. Sorry, I can't give anybody advice anymore about real estate.
Well, yeah.
And it's so amazing to me how quickly I don't know anything. You know, it's only been
Right.
since last March, but there's such a change in the market because, of course, I follow everything real estate
Right. Sure.
still because
sure.
I
I'm
still
sure the
enjoy.
love and the,
Yeah, and so I follow it, and just seeing the market go up and go down and go up and go down, or flatline or whatever's going on, and I just think, oh, I am so glad that I'm not
Right.
part of that
right.
side
that
of
you're
real
not
estate.
having to,
Yeah, I'm not in that anymore.
Well, sure.
It's been very freeing actually, and I sleep a lot better.
I would think. Was
yeah.
there any other changes in your routine now that you're a retired person?
I'm
How have you
still
been dealing
honestly
with
I'm
that?
still working out
I would think.
what retirement's going to fully look like for me. At first, it was like out of the gate, I'm going to volunteer everywhere. And I called tons of places. And then I realized I have to make a commitment. If I volunteer, I actually have to show up on a schedule. And I'm kind of liking this get up, have coffee, watch the news. Yeah, maybe I don't want to do that,
Right, sure.
And so I did a lot of investigating, signed up for nothing. Didn't do any. Well, take that back. I went across the street from Valley Girls. I went across the street to that. There's a retirement center right there.
Right.
And I just went in and I said, is there anything I could do here to help? And they had me play a game with a lady that never comes out of her room.
Oh.
She just stays in her room. And that was fun. I did that. But that was just like this one-time deal. So I have been just kind of, searching for things. I do a lot of praying about what I can commit myself to and what I can't commit myself to. Simple things like I just signed up. I just asked a friend of mine if I could help them. They do a young ministry youth group. What am I trying to say? Young adult get together.
Right.
And I said, I'm not up for every week, but maybe you could use my house. And certainly in the summertime, you could use the pool.
Oh, I bet they love that.
And stuff. So just, trying to help out here and there, trying to be a lot more cognizant about signing up to take food. That's something I really haven't done a lot of that in
as
the
a
past
business
30
person.
years.
Yeah.
But I've been doing a lot of that now, trying to be cognizant of what's happening with my neighbors. I'm keeping myself busy. But you also said something. You see how you impact me, Sue. You also said on Wednesday that there was a statistic that we spend 93% of our time indoors, not outdoors.
I thought that was really.
That was another one that just went, right?
Right.
We talked about it at our group that had coffee this morning. We talked about that. I need to be outdoors more. Now, I go to the gym. That is a change. I go to the gym 3 times a week.
Good
But
for you.
Yes, that's excellent.
but just being outdoors. They talk about this word grounding. I think there's some truth to this about just being next to what God has created, involved in that. So I'm looking at that. I'm challenged by that, and I'm thinking, what can I do to be more out?
That's excellent reflection. Wow.
I could just be in my house all the time, really, between cleaning, cooking, coming up with recipes, doing some new things. But doing things, but still it's inside.
Right.
Yeah.
Gosh, it's too bad you didn't say that like 6 months ago when it was springtime.
This time of the year is a little bit
Yeah.
more challenging to
It
be outside,
definitely
but
is
we are
cold.
having some beautiful fall
man,
days
we
here.
are.
I
We
know,
are.
hasn't it been pretty?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, Rhonda, what did you learn when you were doing your career that you see yourself still incorporating into your life? You were saying that you still keep up on things, but is there something that you feel like,
This will sound, it might sound kind of cliche, but you guys, honesty was something I learned in real estate. I've always felt I was an honest person.
Yes.
But there are times when something happens and you can deflect that story so that the other person really looks bad and you look good. And I saw this happen in real estate. My realtor friends will understand that it's just life. I walked past a gentleman's office one day, and I heard him on the phone, and a real estate friend, and he was talking to his client, and they had a home inspection. They had missed the opportunity to have the home inspection. The time frame had run out. Now, I've had that happen with lots of, I've heard of that happening. And I was on the outside of the wall, and I will tell you, it was Raleigh Phillips, because I think the world of Raleigh Phillips.
Yes.
And I stood outside and I listened to his conversation as he took ownership of that time frame not getting met. And I stood outside the hall and I thought, I love that, Raleigh. I love the honesty that you're not shifting that
Right, he
to,
could have
the
blamed
home
all kinds of
inspector
things.
couldn't work you in,
Right.
or we should have had more time, some kind of an excuse. He didn't make an excuse. He took ownership of that, and he said, I am so sorry. And if there's even stuff that comes up on your home inspection, still have it. He said, I'll pay to have it.
Oh, gosh.
No, I don't know. I'm looking, Raleigh. I don't know if you're going to even remember that story, but that impacted me deeply. And honesty is just something that I feel like I got a big lesson throughout my career on taking ownership and taking that into my life now, taking ownership of my choices.
That's big.
I think another one that your husband said, choosing the hard. It's up to me for my choices.
Right.
And so honesty is probably a really big one. And then just interacting with people. I'm a people person.
Yes.
I need to be with people. And it doesn't, things just don't work real well in my mental state when I'm by myself too much. I need people. So Valley Girls has been fantastic for me. Our group getting together as much as we do is fantastic. I'm in a book club. I never read the books. They'll all get a kick out of that. I say, well, if you read a People magazine, then I'll qualify. But actually,
People would be.
I don't
Where's
read-
that group? The People Magazine group.
Really?
Come
I
on.
actually don't read People anymore. It's just
okay.
got too nasty.
Oh, has
So,
it? Well, you see, you can
yeah,
tell I
see,
don't read it, but
I don't read it anymore.
But I think, a magazine group would be fun.
Yeah,
That's the
but
kind of
that
reading.
is- Actually, that's a brilliant
a
idea.
10-minute
I need
article
short
read. Yeah.
articles. Yeah.
Come on.
They read great books, and the books I have read, they've just been wonderful books. My husband is the book reader, so all the
So
women.
you go, so you go to the book club, right?
Yeah.
And do you talk about the book at the book club?
Well, that is the goal.
I can see Rhonda. She can handle
talking
it,
about-
but she doesn't need the
but
book.
you-
Our book club is a neighborhood
Yeah.
book club,
That's
and so it's all my
amazing.
neighbors, and so
You get to know your neighbors and have
Yeah,
conversations.
I
yes.
could see you totally handling
Yeah,
it.
one of our neighbors, Bonnie, hello, Bonnie and her husband now go on our ATV rides with us
that's
from River
awesome.
City Church,
Yeah.
and stuff. So we always have a good time. We always go to Zany Gray's and sit in the Maryland room and have our meetings there. But yes, I and my friend Sue are the ones we never really read the books,
I
but
love
we're
that.
good for conversation.
Right.
Well,
I'm
yeah,
sure they
yeah.
would. Yeah, they want you there very badly. They don't care if you've read the book.
Yes.
Well, and so I feel like you've already started talking about this, but what I'm learning, it sounds like you're very proactive about getting that relationship, or those connections, people connections that you might be missing from work. But
Yeah.
how have
Yes.
your relationships changed now that you're retired? I mean,
They're better.
okay.
I do feel like that I started working not when I was 14. When I started at 14, I started getting a paycheck that was like legal.
Right.
But I used to detassel corn, pick cherries. I was in the fields before I was 14. So I've just worked for a long time. And it worked out well because Hugh, being in ministry, he had a pretty flexible schedule. So I have always worked. Where am I going with that thought?
Well, you're just talking about your relationships and how
Yeah.
they've
Oh, and
changed.
because
But you
yes,
say they're better.
Sorry. In working as much as I did with real estate,
Yeah, I bet.
I felt like some friendships suffered.
Yeah, it'd be
And
hard.
not that any of my friends would say our friendship suffered. It was just like within the church. There were so many people I didn't know. And that occurred to me one day. I was like, I'm one of the pastor's wives. Who are you? Oh, I've been coming for 5 years. Oh, yeah, and I've never met you before. Or if I met you, I don't remember because my mind is always going real estate, real estate,
sure.
real estate. And there's so many good realtors out there that they can just handle it all and do it well. But I feel like that the cost to me in having a successful career in this case was that I wasn't as involved in my friends' lives and I didn't get to know as many people as I could have. And I am free now of that. And I love that. I love that. I just gotten to know so many more people at my own church.
That's awesome.
I think that's kind of astounding to me, but Yeah.
Well, and I'm so excited that more people are getting to know you.
Oh,
That's wonderful.
sweet.
That's a good thing.
Oh, that's
That
sweet.
is, that
Yeah.
is. Well, you only had so much time for
Right,
relationship.
right. I
Yeah.
think,
And so you were pouring into relationship at
Yeah.
work
right.
and your clients.
Yes.
And so now you have time to pour in. And I noticed on Facebook,
We do, don't we?
yeah,
Yes.
that your group went and really served another woman in your group
Yeah.
in such a beautiful way.
That was
Rhonda.
fun.
Thank you for doing
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Sweet.
I mean, so I mean, it's awesome that you have time
Yeah,
to do
Right.
things that you didn't have time
right.
for.
And we
Right.
all happen to love to clean.
That is
So
crazy.
yeah, we went over and cleaned that apartment, and we honestly had so much fun doing it. We asked ourselves, do you think there's any other women in that we could get connected with that maybe they would like to have their house cleaned?
I think we'll
So-
get some.
Well, yeah,
I think this will
should
be
put
our
that out
some
publicly.
responses.
Yeah, really. Here I am putting it out there. Well, let me tell you, the first one that said, "Oh, I know someone," it was Debbie Ward. I'm signing up. You come clean my house, right? We said, no, you're part of the group. You're part of the cleaning group, Debbie. We're not cleaning each other's houses. But we'll see what happens with that.
Well,
but we
yeah,
did. We
what
just
a
kind of
cool
had this idea,
ministry.
and we started talking about it. We said, maybe there's some elderly women.
Oh, yeah.
Because as you get older, it is amazing the things you stop seeing
Yes.
on cleanliness issues of your home.
Yeah.
Or tidy. I shouldn't say cleanliness. That sounds dirty. And I mean, it's just things being where they should be, or cobwebs in the corners, or window
Right.
sills.
It's
And
just harder to notice.
you
Yeah.
just don't notice those things as much as you used to. And so
Right.
we're kind of tossing that around, that maybe there's something our group can do
I love
to help
that.
you ladies.
Birth a new ministry.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Okay, well, at Fun Grandma,
Uh-huh.
our motto is let love be your greatest aim. So, Rhonda, what would you love to have your grandchildren say about you that would say, I don't know why this is making me emotional just to say it, but that would say, she loved us well. I know they feel that way.
Yes.
But what would be said that would let you know I did love them well?
I think my grandkids already do that for me. They write messages to me on my mirror in my master bedroom.
Oh, what a great idea.
And I think it says on my, it's also funny because once the kids write on my mirror, we stop cleaning around that, right? And
Right.
so it'll stay up for about 2 years. And then I can't take the dust that's just on these spots
Right.
around the mirror where the kids have written. So then I'll take it down, and then somehow they see it and they start coming back with more. So right now, I have a Post-it note on one of my mirrors that says, "I love you so much, Grandma." Oh, sorry. Now I'll get teary. My son Matt wrote, "It's not the life in your years that count. It's not the, how does it go? Let me see. It's not the years in your life, but the life in your years." Because when I turned 70, it was kind of hard. So he went in and he wrote me a message on the mirror. I
Yeah.
keep a pin, one that you can take, you can get it off your mirror, for this very purpose, because the kids have been doing this
cool
for so many
idea.
years. There's one that says, "Chloe's watching you." Because that's how her mind thinks, And then there's just other ways. My grandkids always hug me when they leave. Always. I get tucked up underneath my grandson's arms. I feel loved that way. So I don't know that there's words in particular, but there's certainly actions
Yeah.
that my grandkids do, and I feel adored by my grandkids. I had a thing happen with my car, and I was a little concerned about it, and I told the whole family about just this little fear I had, and I had a grandson call me 2 days later and say, "I've been thinking about that, Grandma, and I want you to know I think your car's fine. I don't think you need to be worried." And I thought, you thought about me for 2 days? About this little issue that I had, that all my sons and my husband said, "It's nothing, Rhonda. It's nothing, Mom." Shame on you boys. But I have grandchildren that just, they think about me and they care about me. Well, Chloe, years and years ago, she went in on this. Actually, this is how this got started. Is we have white sinks in our guest bathroom, and she had gone in. I had bought this is back when they were still taking baths at my house, and so I had crayons for the bathtub.
Yeah.
And she had taken those crayons and she wrote all over this white sink flowers and animals and love grandma, all over the white sink in there. I couldn't keep that forever. So that finally it got washed out. It was sad.
Right. Well, neat.
Yeah. So no, I feel so fortunate, and I'm so proud of my. Here I go again. But I'm so proud of my boys.
Yes.
Yes. And my daughter-in-law is so kind to me, and she gives me so much time. And all the fun stuff that we have ever done in the Laybourn family is because of her. She comes up with these great ideas, And those three, Michael, Matthew, and Jamie, they have raised amazing children. And I just get to be the beneficiary of the hard work and consistent work. Michael has been a single dad since Brogan was in 5th grade. And he's done an amazing job raising Brogan. And I've just got pretty proud of my family.
Yeah, I can understand why.
Well, thank you for sharing those things, because honestly, that's what makes me want to do this podcast is we hear those stories, and it inspires me, encourages me that, really love being your greatest aim just makes all the difference.
Yeah.
And you are a blessed woman, and they are blessed to have you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so thank you for sharing your experiences and for being with us today.
You should thank me that I didn't wear the
Well, I'm kind of thinking we missed our opportunity
pajamas
there.
because I did consider just wearing them.
Shoot.
Yeah.
That would have been so
I have to
great.
save that for another day.
That's right. For the next time, Rhonda.
There
For
we
the next
go.
time.
There we go.
Thank you again.
Oh, it's been fun, girls. Thank you.
you.